still driving, and it's a beautiful day to drive. It really is. But that, I tell you, that sunstream shooting across my screen earlier was a lot. It just really is very distracting. And unfortunately, you see it before I see it. So I just turned off for a little while. And I was just rewatching my earlier live because I want to know what happens when your phone overheats and you're in the middle of a live broadcast and then YouTube gives you the option to return. So I'll give it a look and a listen a little bit later, but I thought I would tune back in and let you know I'm doing fine. I'm getting there a little at a time. I won't get there till midnight, so I will not meet my original plan to get there before dark, but that's okay. I'll be okay because I'll be, in my home state by then, which is Virginia, if you didn't know. So what I thought would be a 10-hour drive is becoming a 12-hour drive because there was a lot of truck traffic, a lot of trucks, and also there was an accident back in Georgia, and I'm here to tell you, it was a lot. So you had to Waze. I don't normally use Waze, but a friend of mine called to check on me, and if you don't know Waze, it's spelled Waze. You see shade coming up. It'll go away soon. But Waze is wonderful because it takes you on a route to avoid traffic and backups and things like that. So I did enjoy that. It took me a little, I think it saved me like 8 minutes, and to be honest with you, for the gasoline, I would rather have just stayed where I was and waited it out. 8 minutes wasn't worth what I went through to avoid the traffic. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And like they say, when you buy meat, you buy bone. When you buy land, you buy stone. You never get 100% of anything. The other thing is, the road in Georgia was terrible. Did you hear all that? It was so loud. I didn't realize. I'm learning a lot about going live when I'm driving, including this little sunshine, that little ray of sunshine that keeps showing every now and again. But I think in the past, I've always found myself driving east or west. That's why you never saw the sunshine. I'm going north and south now, north right now, and therefore the sun is setting and we get what we get. I had talked earlier about Shannon Sharpe and Shadair. That name just confounds me. Shadair, what's his last name? Sanders. And the thing is, when you are not self-aware and you think you're invincible and you get to, you're the king of everything, you're the king of the world, here comes some more sunshine, and I dread seeing it. Oh my God. When you think you're everything and you're above reproach and you can't be questioned, you cannot be evaluated, you cannot be assessed, you cannot be criticized. Get ready, because it's coming. Everyone sees the arrogance in you. And since I've been gone, and shout out to Ticket TV, let me tell you something. Subscribe to Ticket TV. Subscribe to Ticket TV. Subscribe to Ticket TV. Oh my goodness. But now, before you do, make sure you pack your sense of humor. He is his own person. He is authentic. He is just a ray of sunshine on most of my days when, excuse me, I need someone to speak truth to power and make me laugh and keep me up to date with all of the shenanigans and the current events and things. I really, really, really enjoy listening to him. And he was just talking about Henry Weinstein for short. Hi, it's Midlife Priceless. If you just tuning in, welcome in. Like, subscribe, and share, and definitely comment on the foolishness that's going on with our mega stars. So, as I was saying, you can't go through life thinking that you don't have to live up to any expectation other than your own for greatness. We all want to be great. We all want to be successful. We all want to enjoy the best that life has to offer. But when you do it at the expense of others or even your own success and happiness and freedom here lately, if you've been watching the news about Diddy and all these other young men who are alleged to have done some very terrible things. You know, if you pay now, you pay later, but you're going to pay. And you're not in a situation truly where you get to call shots anymore. The judge on the bench will call shots for you, and then you'll find out. So Weinstein allegedly did some very nasty business with this young lady back when she was very young. I don't know if she was a minor, according to her, when it all went on. But listen, at my age, and I'm 60, if you did that to me today, I'd be done. I'd be done. So anyway, I was listening to Ticket TV just a few minutes ago, and what in the world? Weinstein, if this is true, he's really he's terrible. He's terrible. And I think the worst thing is that the last time you saw him, they had him looking like he had one foot in the grave. If you look at him now, he's fresh as a daisy. Fresh as a daisy. My goodness. Mike Ock. Your sister's having a baby. Okay. That's nice, I suppose. I won't read the rest of your comment because it's strange. But I guess that's the whole purpose of you writing it. Anyway, get in line. I guess Harvey Weinstein is your kind of guy. So, that was earlier today. In the meantime, I've also been giving some thought to getting some projects done. Projects that really you should have finished by now and you just haven't. Danielle, hi, welcome in. I don't know what you think is not safe, but all right. I don't know if you were talking about something I commented on earlier or not, but at any rate, welcome in. So, the other thing I was giving thought to, as I said, was my projects, things that I just have not finished. So while I'm visiting my sister, that is in one of the boxes of a project that I started and I loathe to admit I have not finished because I keep putting it off. Different things come into it and so on and so forth, but I would like to see some progress before I return to Tallahassee, I can tell you that. But this is great weather for driving, thinking, contemplating, and really giving some thought to the things that I should and focusing on myself. I thought again about the Harley Davidson class and getting back out there. Of course, that was spawned and inspired by passing no less than 3 or 4 motorcycle clubs that were headed south. So they're out living their best life and enjoying themselves. So, of course, I brought my motorcycle gear. You never know who's willing to give you a little ride about town. So I brought that gear. And what else did I do? What else did I pack, actually? Sorry. I told you about the food stuff, the spices. I have a lot of good butchery cuts in the cooler. Oh, and I'm also making succotash. I don't know if you've ever had succotash, but it is corn with lima beans. And it is just it's a very southern dish, and it's wonderful. It tastes like heaven. And it's so healthy for you. I've seen different recipes where they add 50 other things to it and it starts to look like salad. I don't like that. Succotash for me is strictly lima beans and corn with salt, pepper, and a touch of onion. And my cousin says the best way to get that nice gravy consistency in the broth is to never completely submerge the beans and the corn. Just cover it, just barely enough to cover it, and then it cooks nicely, and you continue to add water. But now here's something that I also learned about adding water to a cooking pot. Make sure it's boiled water, as in very hot. Don't ever put cold water in a pot of cooking ingredients, especially if it's pasta. What was starting to open, and pasta and rice. As soon as you pour that cold water in there, I've forgotten the term, but there's a property in both of those that toughens up because it'll close instead of opening and absorbing the water and cooking through. So you don't want to ever add cold water to a pot of cooking starch, whatever that starch may be. Word to the wise. Which brings me, now that I mentioned the rice, I would really like to have a nice rice pudding. Do you like rice pudding? I love it. There's one brand, I want to say, it begins with a K, and I always see it in Wawa, the convenience store that you see in Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, or as we call it, the DMV. Coco's, I think, KOKO''S, something like that. They make the best prepared rice pudding, in my opinion, on the market. It's really good. Not too sweet, not too bland. You don't feel like you have to mix something into it to make it tasty. And I don't know. I guess if you made your own, it's always better, right? Homemade foods are always the best. So I like cooking. I like making just about anything you can imagine. Other than game, I do not eat nor do I cook game. I'm sorry. I just deer meat and all that. Thank you. I'll pass. I love lamb, chicken, pork dishes. Don't talk about my swine. Forgive me. It's just what I grew up on. I definitely love shellfish. Oh, you know what I do have in my cooler also is what do you call calamari. I love calamari, but I don't like it fried. It gets too chewy. I do like the calamari when it is sauteed or grilled, and it has a very sweet spot, sort of like tuna. You can dry tuna out when you grill it if you don't know what you're doing. And I also learned with scallops to put it in, to salt them and then put them in the refrigerator to draw the water out of them. Boy, they cook up nice when you do that. I never knew that. I was always wondering, how come my scallops start bubbling? It's because of all the water in them. They're like sponges. Really good tasting, but they taste, they get that spongy quality in terms of water. It's a lot. It is a lot. So it's open roads. Do you know that song, Country Road? It's the state song, official state song of West Virginia. And I think it was John Denver, that was his name. John Denver wrote and performed that song. Country Road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. If you have not ever been to West Virginia, I will admit, it is not, it's a poor state when we talk about wealth, economics and that kind of thing, education. My father was born in West Virginia, in Charlestown. And interestingly, his birth certificate was issued in Virginia. Don't ask me, I wasn't there, but that's what happened. Excuse me, but if you ever get to drive through West Virginia, it really is beautiful. It is beautiful. So many rolling rivers, brooks, and moving water. That's what overwhelmingly I just kept seeing time and again. Water. You wouldn't think you'd see that much because it's in the mountains, but in truth, there are a lot of rivers and creeks in West Virginia. I don't have statistics on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is an unusually high number of them. It's really pretty. And I have a friend from West Virginia. Hey, Marcia. I'm not going to call your last name, but Marcia's from West Virginia, and she goes all the time, or at least she used to. So I do know that it is a beautiful place. And that's the thing that I do like about driving. Instead of flying over everything, you do get to take your time and see some things. Even like in Georgia, where I had to take that detour, it was inconvenient, yes. It cost me 20 minutes, yes. But I got to see something for the trouble, you know? So, hey, Tinkerbell, you finally made it at the same time. How are you? Hi. So, and I saw that you caught the other broadcast. I still haven't had a chance to rewatch it. I was saying that a little while ago. And I was trying to catch the rebroadcast so that I would know what happens when your phone overheats from sitting in the sun while you're going live, but I haven't had a chance, so we'll see. I'm doing fine. What are you doing today, Tinkerbell? I just love your name. I'm from that age where Tinkerbell was a real person for us when we were kids. We thought for sure they were little fairies flying around and they each had a name. So, where are you, by the way? Oh, you were at US Steel. Oh, hey, Paul. Lord, Paul. Everybody's here. Hey, everybody. Like, subscribe, and comment. Let me tell you something. I didn't know that, Paul. What a nice company to work for. US Steel. All right now. But listen. US Steel, where are they based? I thought they were in Pennsylvania. Are they not? Yeah, oh, okay, Tinkerbell is a Disney princess. I thought she was just a little fairy running around behind